have fun. So, as I said, we're going to fire right into it. Now, these are game replays, so they tend to go real fast, and you kind of skip some of the thinking and drawing time, so I will possibly be pausing it to kind of talk about some things as stuff is going. We'll see how long it takes. Holotheatre promises you an hour, so we will give you a full hour. If this game ends within that time frame, I've got another one all ready to fire. That's an interesting open format matchup, but we're going to go in here. We've got Fungineer playing There's Good in Him in the Return of the Jedi format tournament, so it's limited to what you can start. It's Return of the Jedi themed, and he's playing against Lost Home playing TTO, so it should be a good thematic match, and let's see where it goes. So we're watching Fungineer's side of the replay, so we're going to see his hand, I believe. As you see, Lost starting with Endor Ops versus There's Good in Him going with Rebel Scout Luke, and 3 effect start. So Ewok Celebration, the shield is down, and walk lane. Alright, we're going to pause it here for a second right away because I want to see. Alright, so he's using it to go get Endor Battleground sites and then some Ewoks. As I see some Ewoks in here, there's going to be some pauses here where Garrett reads cards I haven't read since Endor came out, and I'm old, so that was a long time ago. Lost starts out, gets out, throws down his Death Star, throws down Combat Response. Now, in theory, you can safely throw someone at the bunker against a lot of decks, especially because you normally can't move in there. This sure looks like you might see a back door come out, which would allow Fungineer to move into the bunker. Lost going straight out though, drops Gergerod, drops Endor Shield, goes and gets Grand Admiral Thrawn V, grabs a coolant shaft, throws down Battle Order to slow down Fungineer a little bit, and leaves one. Could have really clogged up Fungineer by throwing them off at the docking bay, but I don't think he wanted to start burning 2 right away if he moved Luke over, so that's a good idea. Goes and gets the Rebel landing site for the activation and throws down the Hidden Forest Trail from hand. Uses Walk Lane to go get part of the tribe. Alright, so we're going to look at that card again real quick. Playing your non-alien, non-Jedi character. When deployed, choose a species of alien. Alien deploys that species. Character gains that species. Alright, so it's looks like probably based on his hand, he's going to make Rey an Ewok and make things spicy. So this is going to be we're already seeing lots of cards I did not see, and I'm enjoying that for this format. Like, it's Ewoks. I mean, how can you not be happy to see murderous little teddy bears? This is great. So, Lost gets out another sector. Fungineer still hasn't thrown a grabber out, and asked for a revert and changed his mind. And Lost is just drawing some cards. He's looking for something. I mean, I really would have liked to see them off backed up there, or put a guy down at the landing platform to stifle Fungineer's activation a little bit, cancel that drain, because he can't just move Luke there that quickly, especially if you lost Ozzel from hand. But he might not have the space to go after to get them off of Endor when he wants to. As you see Fungineer throw down the back door so he can start moving guys into the bunker and throwing Qui-Gon, EPP Qui-Gon there, Qui-Gon with lightsaber. So I see Tom. The Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary tournament's the big one going on right now, but the April OCS is going to be starting any day now, Tom. So you should really be, ready for that to get going. As Lost finishes building the Death Star, he gets out the third the third sector, goes and grabs Saber 1 with short-range fighters, throws a Tarkin's bounty on Moff Jerjerrod. This action moves way too fast for me to try and talk to chat and pay attention to what's going on. Throws that thing's operational on there, so he is all ready to go. Searches for an admiral and doesn't find any, but I do see his system in the deck. Throws Boba Fett in Slave 1 Symbol of Fear at Endor. Going Kylo Ren in front of Qui-Gon. I'm not sure, I wouldn't have just walked away from Qui-Gon, but 'tis what it is. So Kylo swings with a 4 and a 1. So that's going to be a miss. That's going to cost him a force. And Qui-Gon, swinging at one of them because neither of them have any immunity, so might as well chop up them off. There's a 3, and getting Kazak into hand. Alright, let's see what Kazak does, because he wanted him. When President Ender say adds 1 to each of your force drain. Oh, yeah, you wanted Kazak to make your bunch of drains. Yeah, I don't like attacking at the bunker. Like, I'd have moved to the docking bay. You completely shut down the drains for a turn. And he had space to get him out. Because he could have just thrown Fett and Slave 1 at the docking bay and moved. Ouch! So he's not even killing Qui-Gon in all likelihood. Yeah, he's gonna. I mean, Fungineer will have to lose 2 force, but I'm sure he'll lose 2 force and keep Qui-Gon alive. That was some bad luck right there. But it was bad luck because Lost put himself in a bad position. Like, that was not a battle he needed to have. He'd have been much better served going the other way with it. So picking up a few more cards and letting go. So now he's going to eat, assuming he's going to put out Coward. Yep. So he throws down Coward. So again, he blocks that bunker drain. But yeah, had he moved, even if he'd thrown Kylo down at the landing platform and moved Jerjerrod there with him and not started the battle, it would have been fine. Like, he would have locked out that drain. And yeah, he's got the Tarkin's orders for the drain, but now that's getting grabbed. And you just could have saved that for another turn. And there, Kazak goes down with Luke, and that's going to be a tough spot. The Ewok Sentry, all right. What do we say about Garrett pausing games to read cards? Ewok Sentry deploys as a react and moves as a react for free where you have a unique Ewok. All right. And there's the Spearman. Draws 1 battle destiny if not able to otherwise. All right. And everybody's friend Paplu, who can relocate him and another character out of battle, which is cute, but not anything super important. I don't necessarily love Kazak moving into that site. Like, you're getting a battle destiny either way. If you leave Kazak with Luke, you get an extra drain point there. So, but they're also fuzzy little teddy bears, and it's not a lot of power, and definitely not a good thing. Oh, an Ithorian coming down as well. Oh, there's Darth Vader coming and capturing, and see, now I even like even less the... Now I like the moving Kazak over, because that might have been tough, although Palpatine would not have been able to come down there if you leave Kazak. So... And Fungineer activates, drains for a couple on the forest trail, and tries to get a battleground site. Does not find one. Just throwing down BB-8 in Blue Squadron 1, Black Squadron 1. I'm not even sure what he's doing there. And there's the Falcon with Ray. Like, uses Ray to grab a card. That barrier is a nice card. I'm not sure what we just saw there. Like, why he didn't give Ray Anakin Saber. He didn't. I mean, I guess he didn't have the force to deploy the Falcon. He was ready to go get Ayla. Ayla's going to make things a little bit spicy. And flashes Saber 1. Yeah, I guess I see what, but he's got the reacting dudes to keep Kazak alive, but that one, I see that a little bit. He went and got a vine. He lived the vine snake enough to go get it back. What does a vine snake do? Parasite, so it doesn't attack itself. It's selective. Non-droid character. Each move phase, draw destiny. Every time destiny is greater than ability, add 1 to X. Host is power minus X. Eaten if power is 0. Okay, so in theory he could eat Vader, but like, why wouldn't Vader just attack the vine snake right away? I don't know. So that's fine. So Lost is just picking up for you. I mean, he's in a pretty good position right now. He's not paying for drains. He's hitting him for 4. Like, yeah, he's losing 2 to the objective, but I think he's in a good spot right now. Throws out there's no try. I don't remember seeing Sense Alter, but maybe. Alright, so Fungineer avoiding draining, which makes a little bit of sense. Throws down the Falcon, throws Wuta to the back door, putting Rey on the Falcon along with Qui-Gon, and Falcon takes off, and Lost using short-range fighters to go get Maul's Infiltrator. Falcon making an additional move right into the right over to the Death Star, and now we're going to move some Ewoks in front of the Dark Jedi, because why wouldn't you? Like, that feels like what you do, is you move Ewoks in front of Dark Jedi. I'll be honest, I thought Paplu was a pilot. I was going to be a little sad he didn't move Paplu over and take off and have Paplu flying BB-8. Dan, this is a classy, family-oriented show. I like Tom. It's getting hairy there. So, Lost using Force Push to grab a card instead of to shove a teddy bear out of battle. And we see Saber 1 with Tarkin. That's getting barriered, which makes a lot of sense. And there's a gun. That's going to make things interesting. There's the Tatooine system, so I think you're going to see... Oh, not even seeing Fett move over, just going over. Alright, I see Paplu. I think this is virtual yeah, this is virtual Paplu, who's not a pilot. So I still think it would have been cooler if we would have had Pilot Paplu flying BB-8. I mean, the level of adorableness that would have gotten out there with a teddy bear flying BB-8's X-Wing, that my computer might have just hugged itself. So, yeah, they should have let it keep the highlight icon. I'm kind of thinking, there's the set for stun. Oh, control to cancel the drain of 3 at the back door. Sort of thinking we're just going to see Ayla become an ability 6 pilot on the Falcon to... I feel like that's a puppet Chris Kelly card. It's like a, some sort of Ewok craziness. Throwing down bargaining table first, so we're not seeing Ayla. Okay, I feel like we should see Ayla on... Not going Ayla on the Falcon. Alright. He's confident he can make the boom with Rey, or at this point he may just have Eller's Matic effect in the deck to throw on Qui-Gon. I'd be like, hey, Qui-Gon's a pilot now, let's go! Because I'm seeing a whole bunch of cards I have to read. I like the insertion planning in hand. That's one of my favorite cards in Scout decks. Just to be like, oh, I'll just use this 6 and subtract from your battle destiny. Neener! So Chewie, Bellcaster, yep, he survives the movement destiny, draws a couple cards, and calls it a day. So now we're going to start seeing some damage train running pretty hard here. So drain a 2 at Endor, drain a 2 at Tatooine because Maul's there. And then another 2 to TTO. That thing's operational. This is starting to get a little spicy for Fungineer here. That's going to be tough to hang that long with that. You've got to get the Death Star blown up here as he's getting followed in, which at this point I don't necessarily think the follow-in is all that important. Like, there's no chance Fungineer is going to forget to fly in. And I did see, Lost canceled the drain with the control set for stun. That probably would have been better served by tracking a 5 or 6 and just kicking Rey out of the ship and calling it a day. Drains, paying for the drains on the ground, loses Emperor's shuttle and an Emperor from hand, and Maul and Maul's ship from hand. Uses the shield is down, a Vine Snake and a Rebel artillery, and why am I even surprised at this point? Paplu and Kazak, who are drawing 2 Battle Destiny against, holy cow, those are good destinies, against Lord Vader and his 1. Uses command to no effect. I think Lost is just cycling some decent destinies. I'm not sure. Like, why not? Why wouldn't you try and kill Vader here? There's a 3. And I think his any 2 got him. The 7, so 10 will definitely crack Vader's immunity. And Vader's probably going to kill 4, I think just kills 1 of them. Actually, it's a 1 because of insertion planning, so he's going to force a card stack. And he loses Virtual Paplu. Mostly, I'm sure, so we can have non-Virtual Paplu come down and pilot BB-8 in Red Squadron, or in Black Squadron 1. Because I'm not going to get over that. I want that to happen. Runs the Ewok Spearman over. And bringing Wuta in front of Papa Palpatine, along with Ayla. And flying the Falcon. Next one in. Yep, that gets succeeds on the movement draw. The Ewoks understood high ground. So, Lost Home just, cycling a 5. Like, at this point, his Dex Destiny is insane, but he's got to do something. Sound the attack to go get something. I think he just wants to know he's got a high enough Destiny in there to blow it up. Next turn, let's see, a drain of 2 at Endor that he's paying for. I think we'll probably see, he lost the artillery and Rebel Barrier from reserve. Not sure what he's keeping either of those cards in hand for, because they're not going to come into play. Like, part of the tribe, he doesn't have a character who qualifies for it, and ditto, Quetta Mercenary is not going to happen at all. Yeah, I mean, he could play the Quetta Mercenary to track, but he threw down the other one. Rescue the parents. So, here comes the Ewok as a react. Poor Papa Palpatine. Oh, that's a 4. That's just going to kill one guy. And we're going to see another card stack here. Maybe. Probably that's a 1, but he's already up in power now, so as long as he doesn't draw a 0. Oh, there's the 6. Yep, that's a... And now he knows where the 6 is, so if he activates 8, we know what he's... Well, if he activates 8, he hits the 6, which makes the movement destiny. Because now his maneuver's -5, so it's probably activates 7 here and just takes the movement destiny and then the boom. Or when do you boom? He booms during each... Oh, his control phase. Alright, so he can't even do that, so he'll have to... Yeah, he'll throw the Quetta Mercenary down. Just pound some drains through. Oh yeah, he can't be... The maneuver equals 6, so he can succeed no matter what. That's actually kind of obnoxious. And he gets the drain of 1 in Chief Chirpa's hut because of Kazak and the Ewok being there. Oh! That was a whoops. He activated all of it and was unable to draw movement destiny. That was a big whoops. Oh, he's allowing the revert all the way back. Wow. Lost Home being frankly nicer than I would have been. Like that would have been a... If you'd asked right away, I'd have been like, yep, no, that's cool, but forgetting it that late, I probably would have been like, well, that's unfortunate. Baron Fell's not even piloting. Like, that was Grand Moff Tarkin who just made ace. He blew up the Falcon. You know how many Imperial pilots failed to blow up the Falcon? And Tarkin's like right there, just boom. Alright, so now we'll see the Falcon move in. Draw the movement destiny and succeed because it's destiny 6, or it's maneuver 6 no matter what. So, yep, result, starship not lost. That's good. Alright, so lost activates all of it. And TTO for 3. Yeah, I think he's keeping that 5 just to throw back Major General Grand Moff. He is the very model of a modern Major General. So, Just seeing some cards fly off the top to drains at the systems, and we lost the 3 to TTO already. I'm assuming at some point we're going to see a search for... Throws out wise advice. Okay, just in case he's holding on to a sense. I think that image is too little too late thing. So quite a mercenary. Oh, grabbing the quite a mercenary. Sneaky, sneaky right there. Alright, checks his destiny. There are a couple good ones, but now he doesn't know what's what. So, where are we going with this? Alright, leaving 2, huh? Choosing the starfighter, choosing the pilot. Let's see. Does Rey and her co-pilot Qui-Gon blow up the Death Star? Yeah, I'm pretty sure a 6 is definitely going to get there. Yep, and that'll cost loss 20 some odd force when it's all said and done. So that's going to be game. He's going to successfully move out from there, but then I think he's going to fail that last movement draw because he's going to be out of destinies. I mean, I remember that part where Qui-Gon blew up a Death Star with Rey. Like, I'm sorry you didn't watch the same movies I did. That was that was an important part of the plot. As Grand Moff Tarkin, ace that he is, successfully navigates his way out of the Death Star, and Loss has to lose 20 force and concedes the game instead. I'll be honest, that game didn't go any way at all how I thought it was going to go. There was a lot of things I didn't necessarily expect to see. He waved at the Falcon as he drove by, so that was fun. Like, I enjoy seeing games like this where it's like, okay, I don't know what we're gonna see here and what we're gonna start playing. So, with that being said, we are going to bust into the second game that was on my list here. Give me just a second to change up the thing, and we're going to change up the crawl real quick because this is going to be a game that's fairly... It involves a card. Garrett doesn't have Chrome on here, so I use Firefox, but Firefox for some reason doesn't like replays for me, so. So this is another game that was submitted to us. It's AJ Hatum, who's a Minnesota, one of the Rosemont guys, and a good player. He's playing a deck that Logan and I played around with and seriously contemplated using at Worlds, that Mr. Walseth himself, Mark, came up with the idea for and set up against Tom playing Obi Muning. And since we've got those erratas that are in effect now, I thought this would be a fun one to kind of see that one last hurrah of Obi Muning. So we'll get it started here. Again, we've got AJ playing Darkside against Tom playing Lightside, and AJ started Rise of the Sith Dooku, starting Naboo and the bridge with the Death Star reactor terminal. Begin landing your troops, and you can't hide from remote points. I'm going to pause it for a second. I'm going to pop up the Death Star reactor terminal, because if you're like me and you're watching this, you just tried to do that yourself and realized you were watching a video and you can't. So that's what I'm here for. This is going to let you start peeking at the top X cards of your force pile and take one into hand for the devices you have on table, or Deploy from reserve deck or from lost pile a device except restraining bolt or tractor beam. And Tom busting out Obi Muning, starting walk lane, I must be allowed to speak, and Saitor. So, first things first, AJ pitching You Can't Hide Forever mold points to go get Endor Shield because he open-handed Rendely. Throws down a grabber. Tom plays Were You Looking For Me to go get 3PO. And then Might of the Republic to get Leia Organa Virtual, while AJ throws down some shields, and now Tom throws down some shields, and eventually someone gets to activate Force. There we go. AJ activates 5, throws down another Twix, throws down Endor Shield. I assume we're going to see the Rendely throw down as well. Endor Shield goes and gets him Admiral Ozzel and Admiral Piet. Ozzel to the bridge. Use the bridge to go get the Invisible Hand. Doesn't have enough to deploy the Invisible Hand. Go get the Coruscant Docking Bay. Yeah, I mean, I don't normally use Edge, but like I said, Firefox and game replays don't play well together for whatever reason. So we're using it for this specific purpose because I realized when I was getting ready that I didn't have Chrome on this computer, and I don't really like how hard Google throws everything down. AJ being a little risky, but I mean, Tom isn't activating a ton of Force yet. 7 Force isn't a ton, and the deck probably is only running like Corrin. Well, I guess he's got Leia who's a spy, but you really want to lock Leia into there. You lose the I must be allowed to speak pull. You lose, coward setup. She's not going to do anything for a turn or two to do what? Get rid of Ozzel, who did his job? Like, you're probably not overflowing Ozzel. Like, I don't think Tom necessarily needed to go after him there. So, AJ going Force Push to get something. What did he grab? Grabbing Erica. To stay ahead of those drains. Looks like he's going to throw the Invisible Hand down at Naboo to start getting the bonus activation. Throw Silunch down as a pilot, and Sil does not much of anything. Yeah, he's well aboard a battleship, which the Invisible Hand is not. So Sil does nothing other than being a pilot with ability. A command and a Seal Off the Bridge. Seal Off the Bridge actually is more effective in this deck for its secondary text of going and getting an Emodian, because AJ's got a couple of them. Throwing the Deflector Shield Generators to start being able to use the Reactor Terminal. Ozzel moving up as a pilot to hang out with his good friend Sil. There's a Blockade Flagship. That's the Spiral version, yep. Blockade support ship that deploys for 2 as a react. Tom goes and gets the farm and Mos Eisley. And what are we doing? Peeks at the top of his force pile, leaves it up there, goes and grabs Battle Plan just to slow AJ down a little bit, and uses some 3PO. The Clone Wars cards are looking pretty cool. Like, I'm going to pause this for a second just because the Clone Wars cards, I like that it's, clones and Jedi. I like they really are doing a lot. I talk a lot about how great a job our volunteers do and how hard everyone works, but they do an outstanding job with this, and this set's going to be huge, and I hope to see a lot of fun. Tom going with straight Escape Pod non-combo just because he likes those 6s. I don't think there's anything that adds to that Destiny to make it like an 8, but I mean, he can probably slum it with just a 6. That actually is a nice little top deck too from the Death Star reactor terminal, going and getting that Enter the Bureaucrat to shut down the cantina drain a little bit. And Tom, yep, using Seal to grab a Pneumodian or an effect, then getting another grabber for AJ. I wonder if he's playing against someone who that seems like a good play against. Admiral Piet going down on the invisible hand as a pilot. Piet going to get, I'm assuming we're in attack position now. Oh no, goes and gets Trench. So Trench will go down. Nope, Trench just gets drawn. Yeah, there's no need to throw Trench down right now. AJ's got some spicy cards in there. The laser cannon battery as a react, plus they've shut down the main reactor, is going to be nasty. So Dan, throwing out the spoiler, I'll pause for a second while we discuss that as we see the Tanev going down at Naboo. I don't think this is going to end the way Tom wants it to. A couple of the guys who helped design the Clone Wars themes on Holotheatre, hopefully next week. I like that, and I love the theme idea. I just, as someone who focuses more on trying to play competitively than I do in like, hey, let's play Ewoks because Ewoks are fun. I love seeing those ideas, and I kind of sad sometimes that they have to be balanced a little too low because those kind of swarm decks can get really oppressive and just plain not fun to play against sometimes if they're too good. So it's really a balance point they have to try and get to, and I think you see some fun ideas like Tuskens. The Tusken with guns is pretty fun, and I love the idea with that. So let's go back to Tom walking into a mistake. So Tom throws down the Tanev, and Bail Organa. I guess, well, Bail will stop it from being targeted. Oh, there's Luke with his gun, so yeah, so he stops it from being targeted, but being targeted doesn't really matter, I guess. The shut down the main reactor is going to limit it to, so they'll limit them to one Destiny. And I'm assuming Tom's going to take a Destiny to attrition here. And there's Leia as a passenger as well, and Din. Luke getting his bionic hand. I feel like Din might almost be forfeit fodder. Yeah, I mean, coming into the competitive meta right now, and the competitive game can feel overwhelming, definitely, Talon. Like, there's so many people have been, playing like me. I mean, I started playing when I graduated from high school. My first tournament was when Dagobah was released, and I took a break for a few years, and now I'm back, but, like, there's a lot of people who have been playing this game a long time, and I hope, and especially if you get out to live events, what you get is the super welcoming folks who are just happy to have other players. I had one friend I played with in high school because we were the cool kids, and I will talk no more about my high school experience. But, like, now we all want to play games. We all want to see people and play with people. So, like, if you show up and, like, hey, I haven't played in 20 years, you're going to have people telling you, hey, here's how you can help doing this, here's what you can do. Like, we want you to do good things. We want to see players play. So I would, anybody who's watching this, anyone who watches this on YouTube later, anyone who just, is magically listening to my voice somehow because it's just that, important and valuable to listen to what I have to say, go to... I'm just ignoring you, Dan. So, go to live events. Get to play on GEMP. Tell people, hey, I'm a returning player. I'm trying to... Well, if you don't go uphill both ways, have you really gone to school? Like, if you get that downhill walk, you kind of person gets a downhill walk. So, let's see what we got going on in this game here again. We got Tom dropping his hand on AJ. AJ reacting with the support ship for 0 because of Ozzel and Piet. Throwing the laser cannon battery on board the Invisible Hand. Tom uses I Can't Believe He's Gone to activate Trade Federation Tactics to add to the total power. Leia's adding a Destiny to Attrition. Tom grabs a command off the top, and then another Destiny to Attrition with Rebellion's Hope. Taking a pot shot with the cannon. That's a 4/5, so that's going to miss. Targeting Piet with Din, like, so the Battle Destiny is 2. AJ's going to grab that. So Tom goes and grabs Wedge. Ooh. AJ did not want to draw that 1. That's unfortunate for him. But he is still going to win the battle. I mean, he's going to lose a couple guys to attrition, but I don't know how bad it's really going to be. Especially if Tom keeps drawing bad like that. You got a 2 and a 2 and a 1. So Tom's got a total attrition of 5? Yeah, like... And Tom loses Din, which makes sense. And AJ uses Syl to cover all of it. Like, that was not the Destiny Tom wanted, and not sure what AJ's going to do here, but it kind of looks like it could get spicy quick. Homie Beacon is cute, but not necessary right now. Tom peeking at a card with Communing. AJ throwing down another battleship. Another deflector shield generators to give it a bunch of immunity that Tom should crack almost every time. Yeah, those didn't even total up to 9. Like, I'm not sure what Tom is thinking here. Admiral Trench. We're seeing a whole bunch of loading the heck out of the ships here. I mean, Tom can't go anywhere. So looks like AJ might be holding that main reactor, which I don't hate as a play. We took back the Newt play. Alright, there's the shut down the main reactor to hold Tom to 1 Battle Destiny. And a command to add 1, as Tom's certainly grabbing that. Return of a Jedi to add 1 on Tom's side. And AJ grabbing that, so we just get a whole bunch of grabbers going on. And now AJ grabbing Seal Off the Bridge to limit to 1. I'm not sure I wouldn't have minded seeing AJ like just waste a misfire just to see if he could get ahead, and you know, if he could get Tom to play that Return of a Jedi and then cap it and hold his Imperial Command. Wouldn't have been terrible. So Tom drawing a 2 for Battle Destiny and a 2 for Destiny to Attrition. AJ drew a 4, so he's killing somebody. Oh, there's one of Tom's Destinies. Alright, so now he's got a 10 for Attrition. So AJ's going to have to lose something. Yep, there goes a ship. And a dude. That's unfortunate for him. And Tom loses Bale. Okay. I guess he's hoping he can just wipe him out of the system here, because that sure looks like it's going to get the Tantive shot down, although AJ doesn't have any force saved. So let's see where things go. Oh, using Jedi Lev to go get him right away. That makes more sense. Oh, grabbing Rey instead. Wedge is cute there, but what are you... Huh. So he's loading up the Falcon, or the Tanev, but... Yeah, canceling the Destiny isn't going to matter if the Tanev goes boom. And Tanev goes boom. Like, at that point, you almost don't want to cancel the Destiny, because I think you're going to have to pitch Luke just to avoid having Luke sit there. Tom uses Bionic Hand to go get a Hoojix. Alright, so maybe you leave Luke there. Draws a 4 for Battle Destiny. He's going to kill a bunch of things with attrition, but is he going to kill enough? Ooh, there's a 6 that he gets to cancel with Wedge. Oh, there's that 1. Yeah, so this deck was it's all space, and it's an interesting little. It's 12, so he's gonna have 13 attrition. Or no, 11 attrition to cover. Yeah, so that'll be Trench and the... Oh, Trench and Piet, yeah. So, throws Walkling to go get back the Ray. Now AJ's throwing out Coward, yep. Kendall was asking in Slack about like when you play... your secret plans and aim high shield. I feel like Coward always gets played a second too late when you watch games. You're like, oh, that should have been played earlier. So, seal off the bridge, going and getting lateral damage. I don't love that just because you saw him get the Hoojix. Like, what's your plan here? So we're in attack position now, makes all your ships immune to less than 7, or less than 6, it adds 1 to immunity. Oh, adds 2, no, so that makes them each immune to less than 7, which is nice. And, like, putting that damage right on it, so Luke can draw on it immediately. Batmouse is very fun to watch, as much as we tease Batmouse. Batmouse is good people. Alright, so Luke fails on the lat damage draw, so... I mean, H is going to outpower him here. And he goes and gets the Hoojix. AJ not even bothering with the shot. Just draws the 5 for Destiny, so... No matter what, Luke's dying to the immunity. Tom doesn't even bother drawing Battle Destiny. He just forfeits them and Hoojixes the battle and calls it a day. Which I don't hate. Like, he's probably not cracking. What did I miss that stopped him from drawing Battle Destiny there? Oh, because he was still, yeah, he was still main generated. That's why. Alright, so there's Ray down at the cantina. And Tom doing Tom shenanigans, like going to get stuff. Giving her Anakin's lightsaber, and AJ's sitting here happy as a clam because he's like, oh, fine, I've got to enter the bureaucrat. Have fun with that. Tom draws a few, keeps Lando alive. Now, is AJ going to throw down that Rendali he's got, or is he just going to keep it rolling? So, seals Seals off the bridge again and goes and gets Taehow just to have the yeah, I think AJ is going to need to spread in space at some point, but I don't know what his plan is there. Oh, there's a goes and grabs the blockade flagship. So now, yep, we'll see Rendley. I assume we'll see that U-3PO blockade flagship probably going to, oh, not going to Naboo, going to Rendley right away. At last we were getting results to bump up his activation, and bump the lose the force actually. There's Taehow on the invisible hand, hanging with his friend Newt. So now we got a couple sites, and Space and Destroy is gonna start to ping. Yep, Tom loses Leia's blaster rifle, because I think he correctly has surmised that ain't no battles going to happen on ground. So Tom activates, does his Cantina Shuffle-Uffle, drains for 2, which is avoiding the bureaucrat, which was a good call, and Tom sees that, okay, he's going to avoid my bureaucrat, so I might as well throw that away. I don't necessarily love that, because I think he could have forced him into the drain, but we'll live. Loses a lot damage from reserve and a laser cannon battery from hand. I think AJ's thinking Tom's probably not coming back to space. I think Tom threw as much of his space wad as he could at him. Yep, as Luke, the hope of the rebellion, comes down with his saber and keeping things rolling. It's 3POing for a card. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Is I think he could have forced the enter the bureaucrat, but honestly, like, I think this turn you're just going to see U-3PO and Erica at both sites, and AJ saying, "Fine, drain for 1. See if I care." So, and I hope he phrases it that way mentally. Like, "Fine, Tom, you can drain for 1." So that Rise of the Sith is just getting thrown away. He doesn't care about that at all. Drains for 2 at Naboo. Drains for, yeah, well, yeah, you might as well drain for 1 there. Basically, you're doing nothing else with your force. Erica's going down. And never mind. Tom sees the Erica drop, realizes he doesn't have a answer for it, and concedes. So, like I said, this is a fun AJ playing a wall set deck. So it's lots of unique cards that can work really well together. I think, Tom honestly was, 1 or 2 good Destiny away from cracking this game wide open the other way. The lack of the misdraws there hurt him a lot. Those turns where he caused only, like 6 attrition that one turn, or 5, that was brutal. Like, he needed to be pounding through the attrition. That's what his deck's designed to do, and it just didn't quite get there, which is unfortunate. I'm sure, if he's listening, he'll, play a different light side in the April OCS. So, otherwise, yeah, what we've got going on this month right now, as I said, the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary event is going on, and, for some of us, I joked about it last Holotheatre, Return of the Jedi is the first movie I remember seeing in theaters, so I'm just happy I can still remember things at this point at my advanced age, so y'all can just, I will accept no more comments from the Peanut Gallery. June OCS is going on. We did just finish a 3-month, the first 3 months there, and I believe it was Joe Olsen and Jared Napolitano who qualified. That's why the camera's off, Dan. I've had enough comments from the Peanut Gallery. So, Lots going on this weekend. I think Naboo Regionals is going on like right now, so hopefully we may spice in a Garrett's Game Reviews of a live game, which is definitely going to make Garrett's life much more difficult, because then I can't click on things to enlarge them and remember what that dumb Ewok does. Again, definitely a little call out to Chris Kelly. I think we need a virtual Ewok who's a pilot. I think it was Lieutenant Ketch in the Wraith Squadron books many, many years ago that existed. That was Wedge stuck behind a stuffed Ewok to mess with some pirates. Thank you. See, I can bust out random facts. And I think we need a Lieutenant Ketch. Maybe Ketch in Red Squadron 1. Could throw that out as alternate art thing. Yeah, there's Walseth popping in. AJ getting the win over Tom. Definitely, AJ played that one well. I think I was impressed with some of the decision making. What was definitely good. Yep, Lieutenant Ketch in Wraith 1. I'm there for it. So, yeah, like the whole rest of that book series there was a lot of bad parts. There's a lot of bad EU stuff that I'm sort of happy Disney did not continue. But the joy of throwing down the Ewok pilot would be worth it. So, yeah, no, the EU had some fun stuff. I'm glad I read those books. I'm glad some of them still exist. But some of them needed a little better oversight and maybe a good editor. So, we got an hour in. We got to watch a couple very fun games. I mean, the Return of the Jedi event, I mean, we got to see Ewoks. Like, how much more do we get to see? How often do you get to see Ewoks in a competitive game, and actually Ewoks winning a competitive game and against a good opponent who played pretty well? Like, there was one minor thing I think I disagreed with in terms of the play, but I don't think it would have. I don't think it broke the game either way, so it was good. Yeah, I do think the X-Wings books would have made a solid TV series. Like, each book could be almost a full season. Like, there was a lot going on in those books that definitely... It's weird how some books, like, condense, hundreds of pages condense into a, short movie, and then some do a lot of... some don't do a lot of world building, descriptive stuff, and you could use that and expand it out pretty good. And yeah, keep submitting games. Like, honestly, these will come on occasional Holotheatre days just when it works out that, maybe Dan needs a day off because he's done too much talking, or, I'm feeling extra spicy. But if there's games submitted, I may just get bored and start, reviewing games. Like, I've got a weekend where my wife and kids are going to be gone for lacrosse tournaments and hanging out with girls' weekend for my wife. Like, I could just review games because, what else am I going to do? So, but with that being said, we had a fun hour. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I hope you guys got to see some fun decks do fun things and try out some different things going on. And with that, I am going to call it a night. Yeah, definitely, AJ, throw up some more Walseth jank. You throw Walseth jank up and win good games against, good opponents. We'll have some fun.